find the answer. Before this life flashes past you, blink of an eye, go ghost like a phantom. I'd rather imagine a whole block popping, toasting glasses. More life, no ashes to ashes. Live life fast with no crashes. You can picture that with no caption. Try to see the vision, no glasses. You can picture that with no cameras or flashes. You could just imagine. Still keep my hunger like fasting. Still keep it ghetto fab like putting money in the mattress. And that's just point blank. No biting my tongue, be so frank. In your top 10, they don't rank. They asked me to change some things and no thanks back.
A ticket to play for the NBA title awaits the winner. Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals on EA Sports. From Quicken Loans Arena, tonight the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Boston Celtics. Along with Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Cavs coming in. They have the home court here, always crucial in a Game 7, with the winner moving on to the NBA Finals.
Now look, I think both teams are worthy of going to the NBA Finals. But the reality is that only one team will prevail this evening. And the way this series has gone so far, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way down to the final shot.
Smith to James. Oh, had him going there for a second. Baseline drive, the shot won't fall. To Walker. Doesn't have the touch. No good. LeBron into the front court. Just getting started. Strap in for a good one here in Game 7. Nothing going here on that drive. LeBron James missed his first. That one goes.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. They trail by 2 to Jaylen Brown. Cavs able to clear the rebound. LeBron with it up top. He'll run the offense. Deep right corner. Here's a chance from long range. His first effort off the mark. Walker into the front court. Down 2. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
And stuffs it home.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To Hayward. Walker. Hayward. Pulled in by Kevin Love. James into the front court. Leads a bucket. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Walker. Nothing going here on that drive. And count the basket.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
James. LeBron James. 3 for 4. Good start. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
Now pass taken away by Cleveland to James. And a throwdown. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack it right out of the gate.
Walker to Jaylen Brown. Walker to Hayward. Fires the 3, and Gordon Hayward, zero hesitation as he knocks it down for 3.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Ball's controlled by Boston. To Hayward. Lets it fly from long range. That no good. Off the mark. Across the timeline comes James. His team up by 7. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron James. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Knocked loose. Cavaliers get possession. James. Yes, and a foul. They'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Jeff Green trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 79% of the line. The free throw, good. Cashes in on the three-point play. The lead now stands at 10. To Marcus Smart. Short jumper won't go down. LeBron into the front court. Lead stands at 10. To George Hill. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And George Hill good on the quick release for 3. Now Brad Stevens calls a timeout. His guys find themselves down double digits already in this first quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Walker. Pass stolen by the Cavs. James. It's the Celtics with the rebound. Celtics have it. Walker. To Marcus Smart. Has a chance. Well defended. Shot no good. If it was anyone else, they'd be back on the bench for taking that shot.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
James calls out of bounds. Last touch by LeBron James. Walker with the basketball. His guys trail by 13. For 3, much needed bucket right there with the 3. This game, long way to go. They're back within 10.
This isn't going to be a rollover game. That's the kind of facial expressions you need from somebody who's ready to fight.
Boston with the basketball. LeBron James with the block. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Cavaliers. And that one is out. Deep 3 at the buzzer. 1 quarter down in this deciding Game 7. We're back with more after this. You're watching the Eastern Conference Finals on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Tatum. Not that time.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
That pass stolen by the Cavs.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
A lot of contact, no whistle. Here comes the screen. To Hayward. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Another chance. And they called the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Joe Johnson, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 80% at the line. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2. To James. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Joe Johnson has got 2 shots coming. He's perfect from the line so far. First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws. James. Beyond the arc for 3. Shakes free and hits.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Kemba Walker against the former Hoya. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocked loose. Walker. Kevin Love snatching it out of the air.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
And scores at the basket. Jay, tough recovery that time.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Short jumper won't fall.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
Celtics have it. To Kemba Walker. Cavs have it.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
James. Jalen.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. James to Clarkson. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Timeout Boston as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Walker. Tatum. That one off the mark. It's no good. To James. Fires the three. It's good. Coach wants to see more from his D.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
A drive through the paint, but his shot misses.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
Oh, big finish at the rim.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
To Jaylen Brown. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Clarkson. Brown with it up top. His guys down big. To Walker. Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
James to Clarkson. From long range. Buries it. It's a three.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
To Hayward. Here's a chance from long range. Rebound LeBron. To Love. Curling inside. Fires the three. He'll take that any day.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip. And when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Hayward. In the slam. Deep three at the buzzer. Kemba Walker is going to get a chance at three here. A career 83% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. Second to three. Got it. Perfect from the line. Hits all three of them. We are at halftime in Game 7. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
The Cavaliers absolutely dominated the competition in the second half. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Ball's controlled by Boston. Here comes the screen. Trying to cash in. Gordon Hayward. That's how it's done. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Ooh, is there a medic in the house? You need to get those ankles retaped ASAP.
It's good. count the basket and the foul.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
LeBron's free throw, good. Three-point play. Cavs extend the lead. Into the front court, it's Walker. Down a bundle. Driving right to the...
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. You've got to get that one to go. LeBron into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Oh, the whistle. Okay, take your hands off of me.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Brown into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Kemba Walker. To Jaylen Brown. Boston with 4 to shoot. Walker. Oh, that's how it's done.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance. They're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Can't miss those.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Count it. And the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Jason Tatum at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 82%. Free throw up and good. It's a three-point play, but a rare spot as they continue to trail big. James. A bad pass, and the Celtics have it. To Walker. Nothing going here on that drive. And the rebound comes down to Green.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Oops, he missed the first one. Second one's no good. One more coming. Can't cash in. 0 for 3. Celtics have it. Here comes the screen. Baseline drive. Runner here won't go. Love to Clarkson. Has a look. Clarkson shot no good. Across the timeline, it's Walker. He'll run the offense. Can't connect from inside. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
James. Great feed. Aaron Baines swats it. That's his third block this evening. Lets it fly from long range. Tough shot. Well defended.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
These breakdowns happen because a team lacks communication. You have to point towards your man, keep that butt towards the baseline, and make sure you communicate through every screen.
And he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. Second of three is good. Almost settles for a 2-of-3 trip. Boston with the basketball. LeBron James able to recover with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Kevin Love, better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
And when people talk about vision, people usually talk about the vision to make the pass. But how about seeing the chaos in the traffic before the pass even occurs? That's next level vision. How can I catch people out of position defensively? That's what we saw in that last possession.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. They need something to go down. It's no good. LeBron with it up top. His guys hold a commanding lead. And the finish at the rim.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Curling inside. Hood to Clarkson. Throws it down.
I know there's that old saying, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
The screen sets him up for two.
Ooh, I'm telling you from experience, his teammates will never let that one down.
James against Johnson. With a drop step. That's going to get out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Kevin Love, huge block. Fourth this contest.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Walker to Marcus Smart. Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go. To Love. No good. Celtics have it. To Kemba Walker. Trying to cash in. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. Now 4 for 9.
There is no better feeling than after making that shot and trotting back on defense, seeing your opponent stare, point, or yell at each other for miscommunication.
Love. Kevin Love is going to get 3 shots here. For his career, 82%. And he connects on the first free throw. It's the second. One more coming. Knocks down all 3 at the line. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough. Third quarter comes to an end. The Cavs with a sizable advantage. The Cavaliers start with the basketball here in the fourth quarter, and they have done no wrong to this point. They have this game well in control.
They took control early, and they never let up. The scary thing about this team, if they keep their foot on the gas and then throttle it down, they can win this game by 50.
That's off the side of the rim, short. Ball's controlled by Boston. To Walker. Probing the defense. Hayward. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
And here's a next level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
Knocked loose. Cavs come away with it.
You got to go for the score here right now in this possession.
Stuffs it down with authority. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Walker into the front court. His guys down big. Goes to the right side. Has a look. Shot by Hayward, no good.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
To the rim. Lays it up and in.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Hayward, hauled in by James. To Hill, for 3. George Hill forcing that one. Well defended. To Marcus Smart. To Kemba Walker. Hayward. The rebound taken in by Cleveland. James into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Deep left corner. Hill. George Hill. Quiet night, but 2 for 3 in the contest right now.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Play is stopped. Timeout Boston as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the 4th quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Walker to Hayward. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
James to Rodney Hood. Rodney Hood above the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
It goes down.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
To Rodney Hood. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there. Kevin Love with a piece. Ooh, 5 now.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Won't go down for J.R. Smith. Defense was all over him.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
LeBron James with the rock to Rodney Hood. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Rodney Hood. Walker to Hayward. Beyond the arc for three. Missed it. Aaron Baines rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
James, that's how you defend.
He was absolutely scoring at will in the first half. But now that the defense has picked up, don't try to do too much. Less is more.
Gets it to go, and the foul.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Aaron Baines trying to cash in on the three-point play. He struggled so far. Cavaliers with the basketball. Smith, down low Green. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Knocked loose. Cavaliers get possession.
Let's just let the clock run out. We got to get out of here. I got a dinner to go to.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
It's good, and one.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
James. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. Across the timeline comes James. Looking to make something happen. He was all over him.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Jason Tatum at the line for 2 shots. Hasn't missed yet. First one, count it. And gets both to drop at the line. Deep three at the buzzer. The Cavs are victorious. They stand alone atop the Eastern Conference on their way to the NBA Finals.
The Cavaliers have won the Eastern Conference Finals. Now it's time for them to set their sights on the bigger prize, the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Check out the leading scores for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game prep. Assists.
The Boston Celtics had a lot of trouble working as a team defensively, giving up the kind of assists that happen from poor communication. LeBron James was the one making the playmaking possible, dealing out some great passes.
Player of the game. Was cold.
Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.